Mastering Self-Discipline Inspired by Billionaires. Welcome to the ultimate guide on self-discipline for musicians. Unlock your full potential and elevate your career to the next level. Guys, this is a slideshow that I've put together with all of the advice that I have received and also advice from billionaires that I personally look up to. And I've put it all into this slideshow here to give to you guys. Resist impulses. Stay focused and avoid the temptation of social media, junk food, and impulse buys. A lot of people just endlessly scroll social media and they consume a bunch of nonsense, and it's really just taking you away from your goals. And the whole point in self-discipline right now is to cope with those type of things. I do understand you are a musician and you have to create content, right? So if you are going to be on social media, I would recommend at least consuming content that is beneficial to you in some type of way, and also maybe consuming great content, because what you are inputting is what you are going to output. Think long-term, keep your eyes on the prize, and resist short-term distractions. A good tip when you're in the studio or recording, just use D&D on your phone to block distractions during your creative sessions. Start to love pain. Embrace challenges, push through the tough times to achieve greatness. Find growth in that discomfort. Each struggle is a stepping stone to success. A good example, use personal struggles as fuel. Whether it is for your lyrics or something, use it as drive, any type of negative emotion. A good quote that I always go by is the two men, where one of the men said that he could, and the other man says that he can't. The conclusion that they came to were both men are right. So at the end of the day, if you are super overweight and you say, I just can't lose weight, I just can't go to the gym, there's a very high chance that they are never going to lose weight. But the person next to them just said that they could, and they believed in that. If you guys don't believe in yourself first, nobody else is going to. Use those struggles as your fuel and keep your goal in mind and what you are pursuing. Don't let those struggles get you down, and be disciplined and realize that you do have control over your future, and the best way to predict the future is to create it. Exercise. Daily grind. Start your day with a workout to boost your energy and creativity. Feel the burn and love the physical and mental benefits of staying fit. Guys, exercising is so much more than just your physical well-being. I would highly recommend doing it because of also the mental benefits. I think it's like a great stepping stone into self-discipline, because you are training yourself to enjoy doing those things that you don't exactly enjoy in the moment, or that are hard, and doing them anyway because it's what you need to do to get to where you want to be. And that also transfers into your day-to-day life as well. And a good little extra tip here, incorporate boxing, basketball, or a sport to keep it fun and engaging. Maybe in the beginning, you are not a fan of lifting at all. Do something that you love that is also some type of active thing that you may enjoy, and make it a little bit more fun for yourself. Meditate. Mental clarity. Meditate for 20 minutes daily to reduce stress and increase focus. Stay grounded. Balance your mind amidst the chaos of the music industry. Use guided meditations to get started. That's what I did in the beginning, guys. Honestly, I wasn't really sure exactly how to meditate, so I would just use the guided meditations on YouTube. You can look it up, guided meditation, and it'll have the meditation sounds and whatnot, and then there will be somebody there guiding you through it. And as you go on and start to do it more often, since you're going to be doing this every single day, you will be able to branch off and do it yourself and get a better understanding of what exactly it is and how it is helpful to you. Sleep. Rest is key. Maintain a consistent sleep schedule to recharge your body and mind. Sam Ovens mentioned something about how your body gets used to that schedule, and in the morning is when you are the most sharp. Also, it says discipline and rest. Prioritize sleep as part of your hustle. There's some people that think they should just stay up. I'm on the grind. I think that sometimes at a certain point, let's say it's 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and you've been recording for 8 hours, right? Something crazy. There's just a point where it's like, okay, I could sit here and I could keep trying and doing this, but if I just actually get some rest and I come back to this tomorrow, I'm going to be 10 times more efficient. So why am I wasting my time right now? I should just get some rest, relax, and wake up tomorrow and be ready to go. So create a bedtime routine to wind down after a busy day. Me personally, I always like to plan out my day for tomorrow, tonight when I lay down and I'm resting and getting ready to wind down basically and go to bed. Organization. Stay sharp. Keep your studio, house, and digital life organized. Having a clear space, clear mind. A clean environment boosts productivity. So if you have a laptop setup, and maybe a little home recording studio, clean off that desk that you're using, maybe dust off your laptop if it's been sitting there for a while plugged into the charger. Anything around you guys is a good representation of what your mental state is at. And when you have a clean environment, it's just really nice and it really boosts your productivity. And a good tip here is use a planner or digital tools to stay on top of your game. A lot of musicians don't even have a plan, so that right there alone is super, super beneficial, and it's way more powerful than you would think. If you don't have a plan, then what exactly are you shooting for? You're just picking up whatever's thrown at you and just kind of staying afloat and all over the place. So you need to make sure you have a plan and actually executing and working on consistently working towards your goals. Time management. Plan your grind. Schedule your days, weeks, and months deliberately. Say no to distractions. Stick to your plan and focus on what matters. A good tip here, use time blocking techniques to maximize productivity. What I would say, guys, is there's always going to be those guys that just want to kick it and hang out and party, basically asking you to just do all of these things. It's kind of just dragging you down and pulling you away and keeping you distracted from actually pursuing your career. Don't get me wrong, I do understand that having those relationships and friendships is super important. What I would say, though, guys, is if you want to do anything extraordinary, it is not normal. The normal mindset is not going to do anything extraordinary. So just keeping up with everybody else, you're kind of just stooping down to just going out and partying and doing all of this nonsense that is just, like I said, keeping you away from actually pursuing your goals. Get more comfortable with saying, no, I have stuff to do. No, it's not in line with my goals and where I want to be. I have this time limit. I want this done by this time. And if I do that, it's only going to distract me and pull me away from reaching my goals. So get used to saying no to distractions. Please set goals, guys. As I said before, you need to have those goals set and know what it is that you're chasing. As soon as you lose sight of that goal, you kind of are dead. Not physically, your body is not going to die. Obviously, guys, what I'm saying here is keeping those goals in mind is what is driving you towards what you are working towards. If you forget that, you're going to totally just venture off. So vision and mission, always keep your big picture in mind. Break it down. Set annual, monthly, and daily goals to stay on track. Example, use a vision board to visualize your success. Guys, I have a whiteboard alone. I would say that is one of the most powerful things that I've ever used. Obviously, if you don't use it in the right way, it's not exactly going to be beneficial to you. But I use a whiteboard and I also use a journal, and I write down my goals, how much I want to make monthly, and I shoot for the stars as well, guys, with your goals. So there's times where I thought making $100,000 a year was rich and you were living the best life ever. When you are in survival mode all of the time, it's hard not to see that as rich, right? But what I would say is whatever you think your goal is, your highest goal, times it by 3. Times it by 5, times it by 10, and write it down. Shoot for the stars with your goals. Set it really high. Having your goals alone is obviously super powerful, but use that vision board, like I said, to visualize your success. Really have a vision, guys. There's never been a successful person that didn't have that vision for what they wanted, right? You have to be a little bit delusional. If we were living before Thomas Edison had created the light bulb, we would probably think that he was absolutely insane for saying he was going to create this device that is going to produce light. Gratitude. Stay grounded. Practice gratitude daily to balance ambition with contentment. So one of the tips that I had researched spoke about how sometimes when you have these goals that are so high and you have these standards that are so high, there is times where you can get extremely anxious and feel like you're not doing enough or you're not getting to where you want to get. Make sure that you are practicing having gratitude and sit back and reflect on all of the positive things in your life and the blessings that you have. Don't ignore those milestones that you have reached. So positive vibes, reflect on what you are thankful for to reduce stress. A tip, start a gratitude journal and write down 3 things you are grateful each and every single day. Have relentless persistence. Never quit. Stick to your plan despite challenges and setbacks. Stay hungry. Keep pushing forward with determination and resilience. Look up to your idols who made it through tough times. Guys, there's so many musicians, rappers, singers, whatever it may be, who had absolutely nothing. You have to remember too, this is not a journey that you just become successful overnight, guys. A lot of the times these musicians try to sell that, or maybe you're thinking that they just posted this one song on SoundCloud and they blew up overnight and now they have the fancy cars and the jewelry and all of these things. It's a lot of that is just a part of their marketing plan, and they are targeting children and maybe people that obviously glorify those type of things. I'm not saying it's not possible to have those things. I'm just saying that a lot of them came from a struggle that is like no other and came from nothing. And you can use that as drive and inspiration to work towards what you want. But look up to your idols who made it through tough times, because there are so many musicians who have came from absolutely nothing, and they were struggling to even have food on the table and have made it through those times and had that vision and never lost sight of what they wanted to pursue and kept on chasing and stayed resilient and stayed determined. So just make sure you guys are having relentless persistence. Delaying gratification, guys, this is one of those issues in today's society amongst a lot of people. I want you guys to think long-term, focus on those long-term rewards over short-term pleasures, avoid temptations, and steer clear of instant gratification from social media, junk food, etc. Reward yourself after achieving significant milestones. As with social media, it is a instant gratification hub. You're getting that release of dopamine rather producing content and releasing it on social media, and you get those instant gratification from a certain amount of likes or views on your post, or even if you're getting the instant gratification from viewing and consuming content, if that is not in line with your actual goals, your long-term goals, resist those urges and that temptation. It's just distracting you guys. It's lowering the value of those long-term goals that you actually want to chase. And when you do that, you start to just fall into the short-term pleasures, and like I said, you start to venture off and get off track again. So make sure you guys are delaying gratification. This one right here is super important. Success and willpower. Harness willpower. Use your inner strength to overcome obstacles. Push through. The height of your success is often matched by the challenges you face. Example, study successful artists and learn from their journeys. You will notice it's extremely common for a lot of these artists to have sacrificed all of it, everything, and embrace just pursuing and going all in on their career and their success. So many of them, like I said before, have maybe lost it all or maybe had nothing to begin with, and they were willing to keep on staying determined and striving for the career that they wanted and in the life that they wanted to build for themselves through all of that mess. So sometimes it's not really a matter of who is the greatest. Sometimes it's just a matter of who is actually staying consistent. No matter how many times they get kicked down, they get back up. So having that willpower is extremely, extremely important when it comes to succeeding. So inputs for success, guys, everything is energy. So you need to define your vision, have clear goals, be self-aware, and discipline. Have healthy habits, clean eating, daily exercise, and mindfulness, and an all-in mentality. Commit fully to your craft, both mentally and financially. Something else I want to talk about, and it's something very common that I hear from a lot of musicians. They mention that they are an aspiring artist, or they want to become a successful musician, or they want to become a rapper, right? What blows my mind is you guys are already artists. If you are creating music, if you are creating art, you are an artist. Changing your words alone is extremely powerful, saying, I am an artist, because you are already creating, guys. Now it's just a matter of focusing on all of the other aspects of pursuing a career to gain that success that you want. So processes for success: prioritize your goals, focus on what matters most for your long-term vision. Eliminate distractions, remove stimuli that don't align with your goals, and stay focused. Only deviate if necessary for survival. So essentially eliminating those distractions. Sometimes if you're not exactly sure where to start when you want to pursue a career full time and you want to gain that success that you want, if you're not exactly sure what to do, focus on cutting out all of the things that is holding you back from actually having that success. So staying focused, if there's anything in the way at all that is actually dulling your focus, cut it out immediately. Only deviate if necessary for survival. So for example, if you are in the studio working on an album every single day for a week and something happens with a family member or whatever it may be, and it's not just somebody texting your phone trying to take your attention. If it's something that is important, you obviously deviate and leave the studio and go handle your business. Outputs or results, focused action. So consistent, deliberate efforts is what leads to progress. So achieve those milestones, celebrate your success, but keep moving forward. So a tip here is track your progress and adjust your strategies as needed. What I would say here is a lot of people love to celebrate their success, but they don't always keep moving forward. So when you get that advance, when you get that large sum of money, when you hit those milestones of million streams on Spotify, it is not a moment to just celebrate and say, oh my gosh, I did it, I won, and kick your feet up. You need to keep moving forward and keep those goals, those long-term goals in mind. If your only goal is to get rich and famous and buy a Lamborghini, then okay, I guess when you get that advance, just buy that Lamborghini and kick your feet up and call it quits. But I would not recommend to any musician, guys, that is one of the worst, most ignorant things you could do in the music industry. Feedback and adjustments. And adjust energy and focus based on results. So measure success, compare results against your baseline and goals. An example, learn from what works and what doesn't, and refining your approach. So a good example here would be if you are pursuing gaining more followers and attraction through TikTok, and you are posting, let's say 2 to 3 posts every single day, and most of them are not doing very well, but you start to have one that does numbers and gains a lot of attraction and is something that is super beneficial to you. Study exactly what it is about that content and what it is about that short form video in extreme detail to figure out what it is that is working for you. And also do the same exact thing for the videos that didn't work out. And then you can kind of refine your approach and adjust based off of what is working and running with that, and kind of staying away from those things that aren't exactly working out too well for you. With feedback, it is always great to take constructive criticism, but just be careful who you are taking your advice from. Some of the best advice I have ever received is to only take advice from somebody who is successful doing what you want to do. A great example here as well would be somebody who grows up and is trying to build a business in a small town, let's say as a producer. When there isn't a lot of opportunity or a lot of other people who are successful in that small town as a producer, there's going to be people who are asking you what your plan B is or your plan C or your plan Z to try to look out for you in the best way that they know how. Because a lot of people base things off of their own experience. And when they were never successful as a producer, or maybe they don't know anybody who is successful as a producer, they don't exactly believe in your vision, and you have to actually come with terms with that and stop taking advice from them. Now, I do have a great appreciation for people who do construction work, or maybe they are a nurse, or even for the fast food workers out there. They are people that we need. And like I said, I appreciate them a lot. But when you are taking advice from somebody who works at McDonald's on how to become a successful producer, I can promise you it's more likely that you are going to end up flipping burgers than actually producing for some of these big names in the music industry. So a quick recap here would be the journey to self-discipline is ongoing and essential for success. Guys, this is not something that you do for a week and then all of a sudden you are successful. Just stay motivated, keep pushing, stay focused, and embrace the grind, guys. Enjoy the grind here. Lastly, feel free to always reach out for support. Reach out to your community and resources for gained growth. So speaking of community, guys, here you'll see this is what it looks like on our community. I want you guys to utilize our network. It is going to be something that is so powerful. There are so many other musicians in here that are successful and have been producing or recording music for years. So always feel free, if maybe you have a certain question that I cannot answer right there in that moment, feel free to post it here in this community and other people will interact and answer your questions for you guys. This is the whole point here in this group chat. It is to actually build a network of people who are driven and optimistic and pursuing the same exact goals as you guys. So if somebody in this group chat has been producing their own instrumentals for 10 plus years and that is something that you want to get into, why spend 10 years trying to get at their level when you can just ask here in this community for tips and tricks and any type of knowledge they may have for you? Here are the number of points required to reach a certain level. So level 1 is 0 points. Right now, you guys are probably at level 1. If not, you will see level 2 is 5 points, level 3 is 20 points, level 4 is 65 points, and so on. So staying active in this group chat is essential. So a member's current level can be seen in front of their name on their profile. Right here's the profile picture, and then right in the right corner will be your level that you are currently at. There will be courses that are unlocked at certain levels, and there will also be prizes and incentives based off of how well you are doing and how active you are in this group chat. And there will be a leaderboard system so you can also see other members in the group chat and what level they are.